one, hit it.
Hello, my name is Tal Greenberg. Welcome to Tall Take. So this is a sort of post-campaign wrap-up. Seeing the response was really great to my first commentary after the Indiana and North Carolina victories, and overall the delicate map became unstoppable at that point. Barack Obama taking the lead and being, essentially guaranteed the nomination. Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead. Very popular on YouTube. So now I give you Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead. Look at a point-by-point analysis and why Hillary Clinton, in fact, lost the race. Let's look at what happened months and months ago when we started this time. Hillary Clinton, before Iowa, averaging 25 points ahead of Barack Obama, right? Who was that? Was it a salad shooter? Was it a new dance or a new reggae group? Who knew what it was? We didn't know. It was a senator. A new senator who ran and crushed Alan Keyes, a new face of the Democratic Party, whose only contribution to national politics, in many people's respect, was his amazing speech, the Kerry campaign. Really the speech that launched his career right before he ran and walked into the Senate seat. At the same time, became a player in the national stage in American political life. So what happened? How did he turn it around? First step, the ground game, the ground game, the ground game. And this is something that Edwards tried to do. Edwards spent virtually 2.5 years, essentially, living part of the time, if not a lot of the time, in Iowa, trying to work the angle, work the caucuses, work his populist message, hone it, and become a front runner that way, and to build upon the good feelings the Democratic Party had about him, despite his inability to carry North Carolina for John Kerry. So Edwards did this. But Obama went in there, underfunded perhaps. What did he do? Got online and he organized cells. Cells of supporters who in turn organized other cells of supporters, who in turn organized other cells of supporters. What did they do? They canvassed, they pushed hard, they got the vote out, they got their voices heard loud and clear, influenced the vote in Iowa. Now, Iowa was so important. If Edwards hadn't been in the race, it would have actually not been as critical a blow to Hillary Clinton. What happened is she lost the ground game, first of all. Secondly, it demonstrated that there was a huge uncommitted vote, uncommitted to her, but uncommitted to the DLC, and also up for grabs. Now, if she came in third, had she come in second, it likely wouldn't have been as much damaging to her. So she came in third behind Edwards and showed that there's an anti-Hillary vote that's galvanizing Barack Obama, and it's also lining up behind Edwards. New Hampshire was Hillary Clinton's probably greatest comeback, as the comeback kid, as her husband did in '92. She came back, white women rescued Hillary Clinton from defeat. And also the fact independents also voted for John McCain in that primary, propelling him into the national spotlight. Hillary Clinton survived to fight another day. But what did she really learn? The very thing that she had learned was to find her own voice and to have an emotion. She did this, but didn't ever follow it up. Second problem, that explosive bombshell. You either love him or hate him. I'm on both. I love him and hate him on different days. I love him and hate him on the same day. Brother Bill Clinton. We love you, we hate you. Why, Bill? Why? Bill Clinton, who was an asset in every respect going into the campaign, turned out to be one of the most divisive figures in the Democratic Party, as well as in the country as a whole. Whereas Clinton was running ahead of Obama with the African Americans before South Carolina. That was a fact. Bill Clinton essentially compared him to Jesse Jackson. Not that the comparison was even unfounded, because Jesse Jackson was another African American, but fundamentally misreading Barack Obama as only an African American candidate. That was a misreading, and a misreading that attempted to marginalize him and pushed African American voters away from Clinton. And what it does, and this is in South Carolina, maybe you can do it in Ohio, maybe you can do it in Texas, maybe you can do it in the South, in other states. South Carolina, no way. The African American support there is crucial for the Democratic Party and the Democrats' chances if they're ever going to in the fall.
We have to talk about the speech.
I'm getting there.
I know, but like.
Which speech?
Tonight.
Oh yeah, I'm doing the post wrap up on his.
Right, just telling you, man.
We can do.
Our viewers are out there. Can't go past that.
This is Cara Andrade, by the way. She is helping out. She is doing great things.
I have no attention span.
The medium, but she has questions and she has issues sometimes. We'll get there. We'll get there. Okay, I'm going through that. So that's reason 2. Bill Clinton was divisive. So South Carolina brought Obama delegates. That's what he realized. That's what they all talked about. Delegates were awarded, and this put him over the top. And then he went on to have a slew of victories through February, winning technically 12 in a row before Hillary Clinton's next comeback. He won in Virginia. He won in North Carolina. He won in Wisconsin. He won in Minnesota. He won in Missouri, February 5th, which was critical. February 5th is the third reason why the Clinton campaign failed, because they intended on wrapping up the nomination by then. They thought, okay, maybe Bill Clinton's going to be a little divisive. Maybe he'll play a wedge issue. It won't matter. Come February 5th, they knew they had a good chance in California. They knew they had some of these bigger states. But they didn't have it on lockdown. Obama essentially split the map to came out with the momentum. And critically, winning Missouri showed me on February 5th that he could have a greater appeal. The Clinton brand was still soft, and that she still hadn't learned the lesson. And the other critical factor is they had no ground game after February 5th. It wasn't over. They weren't counting delegates. They weren't even sending people to caucus states. She didn't make an attempt to compete in Wisconsin, which was crucial in setting up the slew of Obama victories. So all of that really did damage. And of course, the other critical factor in terms of personnel, the most harmful person to the Clinton campaign, more so than Bill, because Bill is an asset, I will maintain, you love him and you hate him, Mark Penn. The most overpaid buffoon. If I could have been paid a quarter of Mark Penn's salary, I can assure you I would have done a lot better job in unionizing her and putting Clinton back on the campaign trail. Had she fired him and done what she's done now, she would probably be the nominee.
We have 3 minutes to talk about the speech.
Well, the speech has to be a separate segment.
I'm just telling you.
Okay.
People want to hear about the speech.
That's going to be a separate segment. We'll do another one tonight. Fourth reason Hillary Clinton lost. Fourth reason. She didn't know how to run the end game. She didn't know how to the inside and the superdelegate process. The party which she had a grip on the Clintons. She didn't control the superdelegate trickle. But she never stemmed the tide. She never gave them a convincing end. And while she punted and kept staying in the race, Indiana was her last chance, and North Carolina her last chance to show the superdelegates that they should hold out. Reverend Wright, big scandal. She further divided the party by attacking on that basis, further driving the wedge between the African American base. Fifth reason Hillary Clinton failed is she failed. Unfortunately, this was sort of not her fault. The Michigan and Florida debacle, while she basically won in the end, the fact that they were kept out of the game so long, she couldn't capitalize on any momentum gained from those two conflicts. That was crucial. They were big states. Proportional delegate system would have given her enough delegates. She could have, if she had managed to slice Obama's lead in half, that would have been more compelling given the back half of the primary season where she has finished strong. But for these reasons, Hillary Clinton won in a lot of ways, but she lost the war. And to finally say with her lack of graciousness, seen out of the clip, ding dong, the witch is dead. To all your Hillary supporters out there, it's nothing personal. But when you behave for yourself, above the party and above the victory, and you show that you're more interested in attacking your opponent instead of propping up and fighting on the issues. Yes, you're supportive. Yes, you're disappointed. Come back to us. Come back to the party. And I will embrace, as Obama embraced tonight. Anyway, great. We're going to do another take on the speech, so we'll conclude this.